Sometimes you come across a movie you originally gave a pass to because it seemed too contrived or an obvious money grab, or maybe its marketing was just terrible. But when you finally sit down to watch it, you get a pleasant surprise at just how enjoyable it is. You may even ask, why hadn't I seen this earlier? I found myself watching Alien vs. Predator from 2004 a few days ago. If you watched my other videos on the channel, you'll know I highly esteem the first two Alien movies and the original Predator. However, when I heard about Alien vs. Predator, AVP, nearly 2 decades ago, I kind of rolled my eyes and shrugged it off as silly and formulaic, so I never watched it. After all, it's unusual for sequels or mashups to have the same level of skillful writing, direction, and feeling as their respective predecessors, so I wrote it off as a silly attempt at a movie that just wanted to make money. Fast forward 20 years and I found myself watching it. My impression? Not all that bad. Which is the title of this channel, by the way. While AVP doesn't have the same magic as the originals in their respective properties, I'd be hard-pressed to call it a bad movie. It's not. It's actually pretty darn solid. Directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, who also did Soldier, which we analyze on this channel, it is a pretty entertaining and decent movie. I was surprised by how much I enjoyed most of it. Again, while it doesn't measure up to the originals, it still holds its own as a competent, tightly wound movie telling a very clever story between two iconic creatures. The premise is obvious from the title, Alien vs. Predator, but the setup and story is what struck me most. I don't want to give it all away, but, spoilers ahead, the basic premise is the predator species has found a way to entrap the xenomorphs in an ancient, sophisticated labyrinthine temple, and humans are used as breeding tools and bait for the xenomorphs. The predators use the temple as a proving ground for their hunting skills. There's more to the story than that, and it gets pretty clever, but I'll leave it there in case you want to watch it without additional spoilage. It has some magnificent visuals and sets. They really put a lot of thought into the symbolic details and imagery. Plus, we get some glimpses into the Predator's way of life through their ships and history. Additionally, we get to see Lance Henriksen, who played Bishop in Aliens, take the role of Peter Weyland, the man ultimately responsible for creating Bishop and other androids just like him. It was a nice touch. There is also somewhat of an unanticipated and interesting development later in the movie with the main character and one of the predators. The dynamic and relationship here is intriguing. All in all, Alien vs. Predator is a competent, engaging movie which pays decent homage to the originals. And, of course, the action here is a lot of fun. We get to see how two deadly enemies fight, and who prevails. The very last shot of the movie may make you grin a little bit. I say check it out. You'll enjoy it for what it is. Check out this video next. Thanks for dropping by.